Most automation does not fail because the tools are weak. It fails because the system around the tools was never designed. When people start building AI workflows, they often begin with the exciting part: the model, the app, the workflow builder, the integration, or the template. But reliable automation does not begin with tools. It begins with a clear operating loop. The first question is not, which tool should I use? The first question is, what exactly should this system make more reliable? If the problem is unclear, automation only makes confusion move faster. A weak process does not become strong because it is automated. It becomes a faster weak process. Before building an automation, you need to understand the work manually. What triggers the process? What information is required? Where does that information live? Who makes the final decision? What should happen if something fails? Every automation needs a source of truth. A source of truth is the place that defines the current state of the system. It could be a database, a structured table, or a controlled internal record. But it cannot be scattered across 5 tools with 5 different versions of reality. When every tool has its own truth, the system becomes fragile. The second problem is decision ownership. Automation can classify, summarize, notify, and move work forward. But not every decision should disappear into a workflow. Brand decisions, financial decisions, strategic decisions, and high-risk decisions need a clear owner. That does not make the system slower. It makes it governable. The third problem is silent failure. A workflow that fails quietly is not automation. It is hidden risk. A serious system should log what happened, alert the owner when something breaks, make recovery possible, and leave a trail that can be reviewed later. That is why the best automation systems start small. Capture the signal, turn it into a clear item, review the decision, execute the task, log the result, learn from what happened. That loop is simple but powerful. Once the loop is reliable, you can improve it. You can add better prompts, better tools, more sources, and more automation. But if the loop is unclear, every new tool adds noise. The goal is not to automate everything. The goal is to build a system that can be trusted. So before you build your next AI workflow, ask 5 questions. What is the real problem? What is the process today? Where is the source of truth? Who owns the decision? What happens when it fails? If you can answer those questions, automation becomes leverage. If you cannot, automation becomes noise. Build smaller, build clearer, build systems that can be monitored, understood, and improved. That is how automation becomes an asset, not a liability.